it's something. It's like I say, it's something I've noticed playing this game over time. That you start to pick up, you know, like little quirks and what have you. Now, see, notice again how the track is going through there specifically. And I do realize I've made kind of a little bit of a... Yeah, I see what I've done. But alright, it's fixable. Right, because then this track is going to go down the rest of the line. And I'm just going to make sure... It would help if I knew how to spell. Wise man say, he who can laugh at his own expense has a healthy sense of humour. Now what I'm going to do here, which is relatively simple, connect that piece there. Alright, I see. I see what's happened. What I need to do is wait for... Well, let's see. Alright. I know what I need to do. Just need to wait for the Manchester to London Express to hit. Oh, hang on. Maybe I don't need to. No, I do. Just me being me. Alright. Yeah. Bit for that because I've increased the speed in tight turns, which tight turns do take it out of you. Alright, I wonder... Get rid of that piece. Now what I want him to do specifically is to go down the down at the turn-off point, which I'm hoping he'll do. Oh, huzzah! He has. Okay. Nope. Going to have that there. Alright. Nope, still won't let me do it. Might be one of those things where I just have to put up with it, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah. So what do I need to do? Just trying to figure out how to do this. Yeah, there we go. Fixed it. Like I say, sometimes you encounter these little hiccups for lack of a better description, but they're reasonably fixable. Okay. How's the Birmingham service doing? Oh, you're 33 years out of date, my friend. I'm upgrading you. Okay. Oh, hang on. Now that will make things a little bit easier in places, because that's top speed of 60 miles per hour, because speed is the name of the game in this thing. And one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get this painted more in LNER colors. I don't know. That's more of a Brunswick green. Not that I got a problem with that. More of an apple green, so yeah, I can go with that. Right, and I'm now going to upgrade the London service, and here's a little thing. Whenever you upgrade a train for its first run for the service with that with a new engine, the wheels won't animate first time. It's just a minor glitch in the system that I've noticed over here. It doesn't affect the all-around gaming experience. But what you notice already, the speed has picked up. But by this point in the game, where we began in the late 1820s, we've now fast-forwarded 40 years. Oh, no. The wheel is animating now. And we've set a new record, and that's the Manchester rocket, which is somewhat fitting because it wasn't Stephenson's rocket supposed to have been from around that area. Comment section below, because I'm not 100% sure if it's Manchester or Liverpool that because that was actually the first steam locomotive to my understanding. Right, I'm just going to save again because yeah. Upgrade you as well, because like I say, the DX goods. The WWE fan in me is like imagining like if Shawn Michaels and Triple H ran a rail service. There was a DX Express back in the day, but that was a bus service. Right, you're not doing too badly. You could do with an upgrade finally. Yeah, get used to the amount of ka-ching sounds going in the background because that will be there for a while now. Right. Now, you could try the Sterling to pull freight, but this is what happens when you do. And you're going to see why. I mean, I remember seeing back in the day on Steam Days with the retro Miles Kington show. Very good narrator and writer, and it's a shame that he's no longer with us. He was one of these guys in the 80s that was so fortunate to be able to go on these heritage engines. He didn't actually go on the Duchess of Hamilton on the Settle to Carlisle line, but he did actually go on with the prep, help with the prep work. This is my point. Look how slow this is. Whereas if I push it down to a DX Goods, now granted it's 10 miles an hour slower, but watch the speed. London, yep. Now we need 6 in order to get the cash incentive, and I've got what? 8 on here. It'll take a short time just to get there. Notice how the money's gone up in the space of 40 years on here, which is good. Cheltenham has grown to be a metropolis, now demands arms. That's interesting. I think we're in London now. Now watch this. There you go. 100 grand. Dealt out. That's that done. And if you notice, as the amount of carloads of passengers, I mean, 20 carloads from Birmingham to London, that's already completed. Carloads from Manchester to London, that's slowly getting down there. And that's another one that gets ticked off when that's completed. It's basically like Monopoly in some sense. You know, you start hitting all these big pieces on there. Oh, my hometown needs a lot of wool, so we select another DX goods. Over time, these annexes and industries will actually produce the material faster and faster. And in doing so, actually, there's a problem with the physics there. The trains just sort of interphase with each other, which, if this game was being done today, I think that's a glitch that would be looked at. Oh, that's another one. I don't think... Alright, there's another one. So somehow I've got to get 4 deliveries of steel down to that. Now what happens is you'll get some trains that will either interface with each other, or you'll get this happen. One stops and just sort of allows it to phase through it. Alright, if I just click out the way. That one will take a good while. And what I'm going to do is spin this on a little bit, because hill inclines tend to drag, as you're noticing right now. I mean, the speed is already dropping, which is the reason why I've actually sped the footage up. Once it gets to the top of this hill here, then it's easy street. I think there's a street that most people would like to live on, but, you know, that's a story for another time. And, you know, I can bring it back down to regular speed. Here we go. I wouldn't necessarily have the bridge up that high, but I don't... for me, maybe it's an OCD thing, I don't know, but I don't like those pillars interacting so much with stuff that's down below. To me, it just doesn't sit right. And watch what happens when the cotton comes in. Because you'll see, yep, this little thing appears up there, and as you get material come in, production starts, which is always helpful. And as I've mentioned before, because you've delivered it, you don't need to have like empty cars coming back away from the the destination you've just delivered from. All right, now I'm going to... Go. There we go. Right, they require medicine. There's not really a lot. Actually, makes medicine. I always make a point of, like, hovering over the area just to see what there is to do. There we go. Starting to... Who needs livestock? Oh, Salisbury does. Excellent. They're producing nothing at the moment. Let's just select him.